Hi, I'm Monica Simerly, and I interviewed Judy Hatley, who is a caseworker and placement specialist at the Department of Children's Services in Johnson City. The interview ultimately helped me become more knowledgeable of what issues are addressed at the Department of Children's Services, as well as what she is to accomplish on a day-to-day basis within her role. I was previously unaware that the responsibilities of this position are often quite similar to that of a social worker. I also found that Judy plays an important role in preventing children from facing much of the issues that we discussed in this course, such as hunger and homelessness. I was quite surprised to hear her perspective of handling such cases firsthand. I began the interview by asking Judy what the overall mission and values were for the Department of Children's Services, as well as what actions are in place to achieve such goals. Ultimately, she informed me that the main goal is to ensure that the children in our community are safe, healthy, and have a permanent family that will nurture and care for them. She provided me with a handout that I've shared on the next slide, which provided a more detailed overview of this. Other priorities focus on making sure the workforce at the Department of Children's Services remains engaged and focused on communications and partnerships to better meet the goals and objectives at hand. I continued the interview by asking Judy what her role was and what she found most rewarding in assisting children and families that often face the issues of hunger, poverty, and homelessness within our community. She responded that when you see a kid smile, happy and content, knowing that you've made a difference in that child's life, she has come to realize it's a job that can be rewarding, but it takes a lot of skills, tolerance, and patience. What inspired her to pursue a career in social work was her love for kids and how rewarding it is to know that a child is receiving a great support system and is well taken care of. This helped her to better understand the process of making a difference in social work, as there are often challenges that arise when seeking the best interest of the child. To better understand her role as a case manager and placement specialist, I asked what responsibilities this involved. She then informed me that she is responsible for helping clients and their support systems evaluate and understand care options, determine what is best to meet their needs, and also institute a plan of action to achieve their goals and meet their interests and expectations. I then asked how such responsibilities were accomplished, as I would imagine it could be difficult to determine which services best meet each family's unique needs. I was also interested in finding out how this was implemented on a day-to-day basis. She informed me of a program that I was previously unaware of called Child and Adolescent Needs and Strengths Assessment. This better helps provide an overview of what needs to be done to help the child and the family. Once the children come into custody, she evaluates using the CANS tool, and then the placement occurs. The overall goal is to help with establishing a family support system for the kids and families. To address the issues discussed throughout this course in relation to her role at the Department of Children's Services, I asked her what her professional experience was with assisting families facing the issues of hunger and/or poverty. She shared that she has encountered many cases in which such issues are evident, often due to low income and minimum wage. Although many do receive some means of food assistance, she has found that more people need help now more than ever. She also thinks that such issues should be addressed by expanding resources that would assist families financially with obtaining a job and housing, addiction problems, and parenting classes. To further address course-related issues, I asked her about her professional experience with homelessness cases. She then informed me that her goal is to provide children with a permanent home as well as safety and stability, although she does often encounter cases in which it is in the child's best interest to be temporarily removed. Some of the cases of homelessness she has encountered consist of the family sharing housing with others due to poverty and economic hardship. Other cases have involved youth living out of their cars. I also asked if she could share an example of a difficult case that involved hunger, poverty, and/or homelessness. She then informed me of the difficulty of finding placement that will keep siblings together when large groups are brought into the system. In one case, the children were separated from one another, although her goal was to keep them all in the same home. It is difficult for siblings to experience such separation from their families, and as a placement specialist, she often faces the challenge of dealing with parents that react in anger and take their frustrations out on her, which also occurred in this case. I then asked, which population do you feel is most at risk in our community based on the cases you have encountered? She shared that the population of individuals most at risk would be drug-exposed children, children that have previously been involved with Child Protective Services, and those younger than 5 or 6 years of age. She also thinks that the drug epidemic has largely contributed to many of the cases in our area. I then asked, how do you think cases related to the drug epidemic in our area could be better addressed? She felt that expanding educational resources for families and children may decrease the issue. However, our area is in great need of expanding resources for addiction, financial, and job assistance. Overall, I found this interview to help me gain a better understanding of how pressing the issues discussed throughout this course are within our community, as well as how such issues impact children requiring the involvement of caseworkers and placement specialists. It is saddening that many children face the issue of poverty, hunger, and in some cases, homelessness. However, I did find it encouraging that the CAN system helps better provide an overview of what needs to be done to help the child and the family. This corresponds well with the facility's overall vision and mission to keep the children of Tennessee safe, healthy, and ensuring a forever family.